What's up, masculine family? I just want to talk real quick about ignoring someone. And should you ignore your ex? There's a lot of this kind of advice on the internet, and I can see why a lot of people would want to ignore their ex or, do some sort of extreme no contact. So there are a few situations that are going to warrant you ignoring your ex, right? They're rubbing in your face that they're seeing someone else. They are doing all this extravagant shit, pretty much being toxic. This is where a lot of people can get confused because you really want the relationship to continue. You really want them. You really want their company. So a lot of people will put up with a lot of behavior they would never put up with if they're never in love with somebody else. Question still stands, do you ignore them? What do you do when they contact you? So the process is always the same. You want them to be seeing you in person, conversing with you, talking to you. But we all know that communication is a two-way street. So when they're telling you about their life, but they're not willing to see you still, this is where things can get really difficult for you because you have to make a decision. Now, the hardest thing for you as fellas, because this is geared towards men, but this works for women too, because it is a human being thing. When you are in this position and somebody quit the relationship, really, they quit you, they quit focusing on you, they quit, they like being with somebody, and it's a choice, right? And they choose to stay and they choose to leave. That is something that people don't really want to accept. So when you're in that situation, you have to make a decision and say, look, I'm looking out for myself here, my best interest. I love you, and this is what you're going to think because you're going to be like, oh, you broke up with me. I have to do everything for you to get you back because you make me happy, right? That's what you're going to be thinking. And then, but you have to come out of that, and the decision has to be, I'm looking out for me. I'm looking out for my best interest, and I need to focus back on me. A lot of people do this months after the breakup, just naturally, right? Because they're tired of the constant rejection, of, like you might not even be talking to that person and you still feel rejected over and over and over again. So you might say hi and they don't even talk to you, right? But you get tired of the constant feeling of rejection. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. So you need to tell them, I don't want you to be contacting me direct unless it's for this. And now I know that does sound ultimatumish. The idea is you are standing up for yourself. Yes, you may have made some mistakes in the relationship, but you're not this person to be dragging on on the ground, on the back of a pickup, just dangling there. You know what I mean? That's not fair to you either. You're human and you're learning, and you've made mistakes. Sure, maybe you've lost your way. You've lost your sense of purpose. You're complacent. You're insecure. Coaching and getting help from people will help you make that next step forward in those areas too. But that person decided to quit. And because they decided to quit, it is now your choice, and you should make this choice, in my opinion, to refocus all of your energy back onto yourself. And this means you telling them, hey, when you're contacting me, I don't want to hear about what you and your friends are doing. I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to hear about that. If you want to contact me, I'm just going to, just bring it back to, are we working on this or not? And normally when you bring this up to a woman, she's going to be like, no, because right now she wants her freedom. She wants her freedom to go out and do things. And the same thing goes with dudes, especially when you are saying, I don't want you to talk to me because I want to get back into a relationship and I know you don't. And since you don't, and usually they're going to say no, like 99% of the time they'll say no. Right? You say, okay, right? Let them react to it a little bit. Then you say, let me know if you change your mind. You always leave it open-ended if you want to get back together or not. There are a lot of people out there who say, just let it go, move on, move forward. That is, again, your choice. But, and I leave it in your hands. I'm not going to tell you, exactly what to do. That's not free will. You want your ex back, or if you want to move on, it's up to you. I'm telling you exactly what to say so you can get that. You may change your mind a month from now. So again, it's up to you, and it's your choice. Right now, you may think and believe that getting your ex back is going to make you happy. But you need to sit here and go, you know what? I'm going to take time for myself, and I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear any text messages or calls late at night, nothing like that, unless we're going to be working on things. And then you say, you, the dumpy, you say to the dumper, I know what I've done wrong. I know that I've screwed this area up. If she dumped you, okay? Let's just get that out of the way, because there's going to be somebody in the comments that's like, what if? Then you say, I know what I need to work on, and I'm going to work on those things. And if you decide you want to continue, you let me know, because I'm working on those things regardless of you. What that is going to do to her is she's going to go, okay, so he's not doing it for me, because what do women always say when you break? Don't do this for me, do it for you. It's kind of funny, right? So they say that, but truthfully, they do want to be attracted to you again. They spent how much time with you, right? Yes, maybe she's not feeling this way now, but in her subconscious, she spent a lot of time with you. And it's like, when she was wrong about you, she's going to question herself, and she's going to be like, why the fuck did I spend so much time with this guy that was clearly so wrong for me? So she wants to see you do well regardless, no matter what the fuck she says, right? She wants that because she spent time with you. She invested into you. Now, men are completely more intense with this idea. Men will literally be like, oh, I spent 15 years with this girl. I think she owes me another chance, which is bullshit and not true, right? That is the men who say that don't understand women at all, and their emotions and how emotions work. So that is what you say. Now, completely ignoring can also strip you of the chance of ever reconciling with your ex. Jesus. Ignoring. Do you like being ignored? That's my question to you. So if that person, because people will do very, very insane things when they're going through it, right? They're hurt, they're going through a breakup, they're really going through it, right? So they'll hear somebody on the internet saying, strict no contact. That girl is saying to you, hey, how's it going? And you're like, ignoring that, because you think that person should be begging for you to come back or whatever. So I've seen this happen before. You need to make sure that you understand the difference between what dumb contact is and actual I miss you, but not directly missing you vibes. I know this sounds totally confusing. So what you're looking for is when somebody says hi to you, and they kind of leave it open, right? They don't say, and this doesn't happen a lot. This happens maybe like 30% of the time, because they're going to be happy to be doing their thing right now. But you might hear, hey, how's it going? Been thinking about you. Been thinking about the decision and whatever. And then that's when you say, hey, how's it going? Yeah, what you been thinking about? Don't be so quick to reveal your emotions. I see a lot of guys do this as well. And because they're going through the new material, right? I always get my students to study the material, because there's things that I do and I know that it's just automatic. It's in my personality now. It's to change your personality. You have to change how you think, how you act. I just point at my heart, and how you feel, right? How you think, how you act, and how you feel. How you think, act, and feel. That is literally what your personality is. So when you update your beliefs, right, you're going to act a different way about women, and then you're going to feel a different way about women. That's not that you don't feel love or whatever, but this is what women already do. They already understand us to a degree and what they are looking for. Okay? So that's what you have to understand. And every guy is coming out of a really blue-pilled beta program. And, movies, music, and all that stuff. So even though they're in my coaching program, I literally can't answer everybody at the same time. They'll do stuff, and I'm like, oh, don't do that, right? And I'm like, less is more. So this is when, and the last part of this video is what you're looking for. What the process is you guys dating again. Going back to dating. Going back to the beginning. So how you get someone to fall in love with you? It's a simple process. You see them one-on-one. You have fun, right? And if the attraction's there physically, because this is what I'm talking about when people first meet each other. When the attraction's there and they are ready and willing to actually let themselves do that, they will fall in love with you eventually. Even if you fuck some shit up sometimes, they're still going to fall in love with you. So eventually, you guys have been spending so much one-on-one time together. This is how it always happens. You guys are having sex, you guys are going on dates, you guys are having fun. Now, in a relationship, when shit goes wrong, there's been too much negative emotion attached to you. How she thinks about you gets too emotional, gets too negative, and it's not very pretty. But when you're trying to get back with someone, they have to start feeling those positive things again about you. So they're going to start seeing your changes. They're going to be really happy that you're actually going to therapy, that you're figuring out your purpose, that you're working out, right? And then they're going to want to see you continue down this path for a little while. Usually this is how it goes. And then because you guys are sort of, you have this weird contact where you're like, look, I don't really want to hear from you unless we're going to be working on things. And she's like, she's not going to know what she wants. So when she messages you, you're like, hey, what's up? Right? You want to work on things? And she's gonna be like, yeah, right? And you're going to start actually beginning to go down the road of starting to see other people maybe, right? This happens with my students all the time. And when that right there happens, a lot of the time, that's when the ex will be like, okay, so, let's see where this goes. So they'll hang out with you. And then that's when you guys can figure out if you're actually going to make it work or not. And that comes down to dating. I have a video called The Perfect Dating Cycle. You set a date, have fun on it. You set a date, have fun on the date, give her space. And then set up another date, have fun on the date, give her space. Now, in between, you're going to have texting and calling and all that bullshit. You keep it light, keep it simple, reiterate the date, reiterate how much you like her, whatever, because women need to hear that all day long these days, right? That's it. It's that cycle. It's that simple. And you do that for years and years and years. It's that simple. Everyone thinks dating is this complicated. You got to do this, you got to do that. No, make her feel good all the time. And now, here's something that I know you guys are all going, whoa, about these days. What if she's an idiot? What if she's an idiot? Okay, so I have guys that say this to me in coaching all the time. They're like, well, she's not devoid of her issues. I'm like, yeah, but who's breaking up with who right now? Number one. Number two, you chose to date her. So a lot of guys these days don't really want to take ownership, and women really don't want to take ownership. So you chose to date this person for this long. You can't really complain about that. You're the one that wants them back. So what you're really telling me is you want them to change still. So this is your chance and opportunity to ask yourself, is this really who I want to be with? And I'll leave you guys with that. So coaching is down below. Course is down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Done.